Hello everyone, Banjika here, founder of WirfonCloud. I've come to talk to you about an interesting tool that has been making so much noise these days. So it's ChatGPT. I'm sure most of you have heard about ChatGPT, but I'm just wondering what can it do for IaC infrastructure as code. So let's just take a brief look of what that can do, and maybe you make up your mind if this can be useful. But ChatGPT is actually a product from OpenAI. So let's just go straight to ChatGPT and make a request for it to actually write some code for us and see what the outcome will be. So just go ahead and ask by typing on the ChatGPT chat, write CloudFormation code with a VPC, one public subnet, one private subnet, an EC2 instance in the private subnet that will access the internet through a NAT gateway placed on the public subnet, right? And it should ensure the necessary routing tables are present for traffic to flow. I'll add one more condition and could be use the depends on attribute to ensure resources are created in order. If you know CloudFormation, you surely know what it depends on attribute will do. So that is the entire request. So let's send this to ChatGPT and see what kind of CloudFormation code it will give us. All right, so after some time, it starts providing us with some code, which is fascinating if you have to sit and start writing this, especially for absolute beginners. You know what that means. So as you can see, a VPC has been defined with a side-up block, an internet gateway. And of course, after creating the internet gateway, you need to attach that to the VPC. We have a public subnet as we requested. There's a private subnet. There's a NAT gateway, and interestingly, it says that it depends on the VPC gateway attachment. So it's using the depends on attribute as we specified. So elastic IP here, which depends on the VPC gateway attachment, is created. We have the routing tables defined, and there's an association for it. So this is looking pretty good so far, but definitely, I don't think ChatGPT will replace what you need to know. I strongly believe everyone still needs to know what CloudFormation is, and this can just be a tool that can help you maybe more faster, but completely replacing you, replacing someone you'll need to do more. It has used an image here, and I'm not sure this image exists, so you'll need to verify that. And it says here, and that's interesting, it points that out. The key name security groups should be replaced by the actual values. So you need to also figure out what you need to change. But this is really so much. I mean, I think if you were to go to Google to try and look for this, it will be like 10 pages. And yeah, and you have to figure out which one is which. But just going to the ChatGPT and making such a request, we're able to have this kind of code. And depending on your understanding of CloudFormation, you can then make up your mind if this is something you can use. So I don't know what kind of code editor you use, but for me, if I take this to Visual Studio Code, for example, let me say, right, so if I bring that and I load that here, so I can immediately have that on Visual Studio Code, and I'll go ahead and figure out what I need to edit, what I need to change, and then also go ahead and test that on CloudFormation on your console. But that's really pretty, some good stuff, right? The next step is, yeah, you have that in CloudFormation, and but we also know there's Terraform, which is kind of like cloud agnostic. So we're able to use Terraform with any cloud. So we can try to see if we can provide the same code, say in Terraform. Say, if I was to ask, can you provide the previous, let me say previous code in Terraform. Let's see. And interestingly, it goes ahead and defines the same code that we have had. It's trying to provide us code that is in Terraform. As I say, CloudFormation, you can only use it in AWS, right? But Terraform, you can use it in any cloud, be it Azure. So if you also have some knowledge on Terraform, you immediately recognize that it's defining the provider here, then having different resource blocks, and we can see a public subnet is created here, a private subnet. There's a routing table, which is public for the public, yeah, and then there's an association. What I can say is this can be a very great tool to help you in learning. So if you're using the documentation and looking back into this, I'm sure this can help you learn maybe faster. It's just an opinion. What you do with it will definitely depend. Will definitely depend on your needs. But I'm sure as ChatGPT matures, I'm very sure there's going to be lots of opportunities, lots of things that one can do with it. So I'll say be on the watch out and try to look into stuff like this and see what you can do. So again, if you copy this code, that has generated the same request we had, but now in Terraform code. If you copy that and take that to, yeah, so virtual code editor of your choice, you'll be able to see that it will recognize that as well. And if you need to do any editing, you'll go ahead and do that. I just wanted to show you what this can do in case you've not had time to look at the tool, but I highly recommend you do. So if you're wondering how to get to this, so just go to openai.com and go to try. If it's your first time, you'll need to create an account. But yeah, I'm very sure this is something that looks promising and there's every reason to look into it. So do not be left behind and enjoy. Keep learning and let's roll the clouds. Bye. Banjika, go here.